The human being is in the most literal sense a political animal, not merely a gregarious animal, but an animal which can individuate itself only in the midst of society. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. Capital is money, capital is commodities. By virtue of it being value, it has acquired the occult ability to add value to itself. It brings forth living offspring, or, at the least, lays golden eggs. It is not the consciousness of men that determines their being, but, on the contrary, their social being that determines their consciousness. The first requisite for the happiness of the people is the abolition of religion. Nothing can have value without being an object of utility. Reason has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. On a level plain, simple mounds look like hills, and the insipid flatness of our present bourgeoisie is to be measured by the altitude of its great intellects. The production of too many useful things results in too many useless people. Men's ideas are the most direct emanations of their material state. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. Landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed. The abolition of religion as the illusory happiness of the people is the demand for their real happiness. The last capitalist we hang shall be the one who sold us the rope. History does nothing. It does not possess immense riches, it does not fight battles. It is men, real, living, who do all this. Art is always and everywhere the secret confession, and at the same time the immortal movement of its time. In bourgeois society capital is independent and has individuality, while the living person is dependent and has no individuality. Religion is the opium of the masses. The writer must earn money in order to be able to live and to write, but he must by no means live and write for the purpose of making money. Without doubt, machinery has greatly increased the number of well-to-do idlers. Necessity is blind until it becomes conscious. Freedom is the consciousness of necessity. The more the division of labor and the application of machinery extend, the more does competition extend among the workers, the more do their wages shrink together. The only antidote to mental suffering is physical pain. The country that is more developed industrially only shows, to the less developed, the image of its own future. To be radical is to grasp things by the root. For the bureaucrat, the world is a mere object to be manipulated by him. The worker of the world has nothing to lose, but their chains, workers of the world unite. The rich will do anything for the poor but get off their backs. We should not say that one man's hour is worth another man's hour, but rather that one man during an hour is worth just as much as another man during an hour. Time is everything, man is nothing, he is at the most time's carcass. The ruling ideas of each age have ever been the ideas of its ruling class. The meaning of peace is the absence of opposition to socialism. Religion is the impotence of the human mind to deal with occurrences it cannot understand. It is absolutely impossible to transcend the laws of nature. What can change in historically different circumstances is only the form in which these laws expose themselves. Democracy is the road to socialism. If money is the bond binding me to human life, binding society to me, binding me and nature and man, is not money the bond of all bonds? Can it not dissolve and bind all ties? Is it not, therefore, the universal agent of separation?